Hello, hello, hello. Hola mis amigas, hola mis beautiful people. Espero que estén bien, que hayan tenido una noche muy relajada y hayan dormido bien. Bueno, quiero decirles ante todo que les doy gracias a Dios porque tengo un día más de vida y gracias a todas ustedes también por mirarme, darme su tiempo. Muchas gracias de corazón, muchísimas gracias por todos los mensajes, todo ese engagement que yo tengo en el canal es maravilloso, es algo que significa mucho para mí. Thank you so very much for all your comments. I really appreciate it, the way how you talk to me and the way how you trust in me, and I'm here to help you if I can't. I really appreciate it from my heart. And we have to say thank you so very much for this beautiful day, and for give us energy and for give us all the blessings in our life. So that's the first thing that we need to say. Thank you so very much for this platform that I have this great opportunity to reach all of you that they want to listen to me and they want to learn. And if I am a good motivator for you guys, and I can inspire so many things about real life. And I'm so happy. So I'm gonna do it now, my vibration. So I'm gonna send you now my good energy to you because you guys deserve it. You guys are good people, beautiful people, and I send you my all good vibes. Oh my gosh, every time that I send you vibes, I got goosebumps. But I send you my good vibe, my good positive mind for all of you because you guys needed a little bit of motivation and you need it. And if you are listening to me, you can feel it. So it's better that you push yourself with God and keep going, my friend. Keep going, okay? Send you my good vibes to you. Bueno, today I'm gonna talk about, it's gonna be a long story, but I guess I'm gonna do it by parts because it's too much. I guess it's about my life and the way how I couldn't raise three wonderful kids. Wasn't easy, it was a lot of sacrifice, a lot of sacrifice. But I make it through. So, that's the most important. But, I started being a single mom after I decided to move forward. And at that moment, I have to choose of the love of my life or my kids and me. So I put in a balance. And I said, I love this man with all my heart. I'm completely in love, the father of my 3 kids. I love him so very much. I'm in love, was the first love in my life, Or I have to put my life in my 3 kids. So I was enough woman and I make a very good choice. At that moment was kind of hard, believe me, but was a point that I say I have to make a decision. This is not myself. I don't want to be like this anymore. So I have to make a decision. I have no other choice. Otherwise, my life is going to be not good. And my kids are going to be suffering. So I choose my kids and me. So I start, and after that day, I become a single mom. I was happy about it. I was, to be honest, I was happy because I have my kids with me, But I guess, I remember when I was a little girl, I used to play with dolls or whatever. I don't know how come I have this thought in my head, this memory. But I remember that I used to say to myself, when I grow up, I wanted to have kids, even though I don't have no husband, but I want to have many kids. And I guess the universe gave it to me what I asked, because I was single forever with my 3 kids. I guess, I believe in the universe. He listens to you whatever you want in your desires. So the day start, it's so many details and things, but I'm gonna be short about it, but because I want you guys to listen to me. I know that there's a lot of single moms in this world. I know that there's a lot of them, and for them it's a lot of struggles, especially if you don't have no support, no emotional support, no somebody to help you. It's kind of hard, but you can make it through because you can find the ways, you know, as long as you think with your head and think about your kids' well-being, and you can make through. But I can tell you that my life started with 3 kids. I have to find a job. I found a job, and then it was hard because I have to pay babysitters. I have to pay, my kids, they used to go to the daycare, and then I have to work, get up very early, drop the kid to the school. Imagine when I didn't have no car at that moment. So kind of hard for me. So I drop into the school. I have so many jobs, you know, many jobs, but the money that I make at that time was very, very short money, very short money. But I remember I went to Publix one night, and I met this angel, and I took a taxi to go back home with my groceries and the kids. So the guy was an old guy. He was a taxi driver, and then we started talking. So and then he said, you know what? I receive food stamps, and I would like to bring you food into your house for the kids. And he started, you know, bringing sometimes milk, cereal, cheese, with nothing in exchange, nothing. He was an angel. He was an old guy, very nice guy, very good heart. And was like my grandfather, very beautiful soul. So you see, you have angels in the earth to pass by your life for a reason, for help, to help people they need, you know. So I was one, the people in need, because 3 kids was a lot for me, and I was by myself, and I didn't have no child support, I didn't have no food stamp, no Medicaid, no nothing, zero. So was God, me, and the kids. That's it. So I started working, and you know, and was very struggle because my life was always a running. I have to go back and pick it up one, pick it up the other one. Was always a struggle until one day, I found a job. No, I remember I met this girl many years ago, and she was a very good friend with my ex. So she says to me, many years ago I'm talking about, she said to me, oh, I can talk to my boss, or maybe they can hire you. It's a job as a cashier. And then I went to the interview, and thanks God they gave me the job. You know, it was in the store, and then downtown, I remember. And then I started working there. I used to make a little bit more money there. So I was working, my kids in the school, and then the babysitters, daycares, you know, and then they liked me, and they know that I was because they know my ex before, they know him, and after pastor many years, I come back. So I come back in that and as a single person, you know, with kids. So they opened the door for me, and they gave me the job, you know. And then one day I told him, you know what, I have no car, I have to wait 1 hour to take the bus to come to the job, I have to take another hour to go back home, and I want to know if you can borrow me some money to buy a car. So they say, okay, yes. So they borrow me the money, and I remember they discount me from my check $20, $20 a month, I remember. They were very, very good people, very, very good. So, and then I bought a van. I never drive in my life, so I learned how to drive. And then my life was a little bit more easy. So, and then I have more access to drive my kids to the school, come back and pick them up, everything, you know, I have to find a way to everything was easy for the kids and me, so I can go work and not be too stressful. And then past the time, the years, I knew that I couldn't afford much my living. I couldn't, and they didn't pay me that salary because I have to pay insurance, car insurance, the car. I have to pay the rent and all the bills and the food and everything, the kids, shoes, clothing. And I started with the money just a little bit. I couldn't stretch the money much. So, and then I said one day, you know what? I will have to rent the living room to live because I cannot pay the mortgage, the rent anymore. I can afford it. So, and then I met this girl that she was in college, very nice girl, very young. And then she says to me that she can live in. So, and then I arranged the living room, so she paid me some part for the rent. So, and then I start, at least I was a little bit of, oh my God, relief. So, and then past the time, beside that, my life was a little complicated because the kids, when they get sick, you cannot go work, you have to go to the hospital, you cannot take the doctors, a lot of money here, there. It was a little hard. It's not easy, it was hard. It was very hard for me. But, and then I said I was tired to living like that because I am a woman of progress. I like to always go up. And then I was like this. For many years I was like this. I couldn't progress because I couldn't see the money. And I couldn't find a job, another second job, because the kids were little ones. So I don't have nobody to stay in the nighttime with them. So I have to keep only one job in the daytime. So, and then past the time, and I remember I got the opportunity to move here to another city because I used to live in Miami for many years. So, and then I said to myself, I will have another opportunity. I have to move from here because here I don't see myself in progress. I am like rewind my life, and I cannot move forward. And I have to, I need it because this is not the life that I want. So, and then I make that decision. It was hard, but I make that decision to leave Miami and drive like 2-3 hours to this new city. And then I make that move. Because in life, if you have to make decisions, if you don't make decisions, you're never gonna know what's gonna happen, further in your life. So I make the decisions to see if I'm gonna find the opportunity to see if I'm gonna find a job here better. They're gonna pay me better, and I have to make it. So, and then I rent this place. Was a 1-bedroom apartment, very small. So, okay, I have to live there with my 3 kids. I put it in the school. I remember that the place that I rent was in front of a church. So, and then I was working, and then the work wasn't expecting that I thought that is gonna happen in that job. So, and then I didn't feel good working there. And then, unfortunately, I have to leave that job. And I said to myself, even that I don't have no money for food, I'm gonna leave that job because it's sucking all my energy. And I remember I said to myself, when I left the job, of course, I have a little bit of savings, just a little bit, because I always wanted to save in case of an emergency. But now was enough money to live like a 1 year. No, was like a little bit, so I can survive. So I said to my kids, you know what? We're gonna go to church to see. Oh, because I was a lot of struggles at that moment. I was in a lot of struggle because I was spending the money, and I was looking for a job, but I couldn't find a job. I couldn't find it. So I remember that one day I was with no money. And I said, my God, I have no money, I have no job. What am I gonna do now? So I said to my kids, I remember that day I said to my kids, let's go to church. And they were little ones, you know. So I remember Richard was like maybe like 14. Randy was maybe like 11, and Jeff was a little kid, was like 8. Yeah, 8 or 9 years old. And then I said to my kids, you know, I was go to the church because I need to know what I'm gonna do with my life now, because I have no money. I didn't have money to pay my car. I stopped paying my car for 2 months to the bank, and I received a letter that they're gonna take my car away. Was to me happened so many things, but there's so many stories that I have to tell you. It's gonna be too long, this video, so I'm gonna tell you the most significant moments in my life. And then I called the bank, and I said to them, please, I told my story, please help me out because I have no money. I have 3 kids. Can I pay you at least $100? I can send you $100 at least so you can hold and don't take my car away, because that's the only thing that I have it. So you know what? The woman who was there on the phone, was an angel, because these people help me. These people help me. They don't took my car away, even though I have 2 or 3 months. I don't pay the car, but they understood. I was an angel to help me. To be honest, that's the only thing that I can tell you. And then I didn't have to pay the rent. I told the woman, please, can you help me? Because this and that, and then I pay her weekly, the rent, weekly. I can believe it. So I pay weekly the rent. And in that moment, I was in so much anxiety, and I didn't know what to do, because unfortunately everything is about money. If you don't have no money and nobody to help you out at that moment, it's very tough. So I told to my kids, I have to go to the church. So we go to the church. I said, I'm going to see what I'm going to do, if I should stay here in this town or I should go back to Miami. So I remember I told my kids, let's go. After the church, I went with my kids. I went out, and I have to go and change oil to my car. I said, I have to take care of this car because it's the only thing that we have, a car too. They can, move us, and I can go a job, So, and then I went to the part stores, the store that they went supplies for the cars. AutoZone, I remember, I guess. And when I said to my kids, stay in the car, I'll come back soon. So I came with the 2 plastics, oil things, and then I saw Jeff and Glenn. And then they were staring at me. I said, what happened? And then I said to me, you know what, Mom, we found this on the floor. And they found an envelope with money. And we opened that envelope, and then they found $60. I couldn't believe it. I said, oh my God, I can't believe it. And nobody was in the parking lot, nobody. So, because it was Sunday, very late on Sunday, almost they were about to close, and nobody was outside so we can say, who is the money? So, at that moment, I have to take the money. I took the money with me, and I said to my kids, we're gonna go and buy food to the supermarket. So I buy food. I remember, and it's something like it's a movie. And then I remember, and then I bought a newspaper because it was Sunday. And I bought a newspaper, and I was looking for jobs, and I found a job as a caregiver. I saw a caregiver looking for taking care of people, this and that. So, and then I called, and then the person answered the phone, a man, a guy, but a very tough personality, very, very. And then I say, I am calling because I'm interested in the job. So he says, oh, wow, if you wanted to come to the interview, you have to come tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock because I have like 15 people looking for this job. And I say, okay, I'm going to take the address. And I say, okay, so I took the address, everything, and I prayed for that job. And I told to my kids, you have to pray with me because I know in my heart that I'm going to have that job. Even though it's a lot of people for that job, I'm going to find it. I'm gonna get that job. So next day, my mind was positive, and I was so like, I'm gonna get that job. God is gonna make me that job. So I went to the interview. So this is a real life, okay? So listen, pay attention. So I went to the job. Was a beautiful building, a penthouse. He was living in a penthouse in front of the beach. When I go there, I go through the security. The people was very, very safe place. So when I took the elevator, I went to this 18th floor. And when they opened the beautiful doors, they was the people, the housekeeper opened the door. And, I said, oh, this is my name. So when I start walking to the place, beautiful, beautiful penthouse with all the view to the ocean. And I saw this gentleman in his 80s, and the wife, she was the same age. They were very alive, very good. They were sitting, and they were nurses. They were the secretary, assistant. There were a lot of people working for this couple, so they have a lot of money. So I sat next to the gentleman. I'm never gonna forget this gentleman. Never gonna forget this gentleman in my life, Mr. Caputo. When I sat next to him, he started asking me questions. So I was very real, the way how I am, and he said, "Tell me your name. Tell me if you are single, married, if you have kids. Tell me about your life. Tell me everything about you." The guy was very upfront, like me, very straightforward. So I start talking. I have to tell myself. I have to sell myself. I tell the way how it is. I told him I am single. I have 3 kids. I am single mom. I'm very hardworking. I do believe in God, and I'm desperate to get a job. I'm very responsible. I need to get a job. I need this job, as you know, because I have a lot of responsibility. The guy, I guess, the gentleman saw my eyes, and he saw in me a real person, So the guy, Mr. Caputo, I remember he staring at my eyes, and I talked to him very real. He was very real too. And he looked around, he looked to his wife, and he looked like that, and he says loud, "I like this girl. You know what? You're gonna have the job. Tomorrow you start at 8 o'clock. Right away." He said, "Tomorrow I like you. Tomorrow you start at 8 o'clock. So I was so happy. You have no idea how happy I was. When I come back home, I told my kid we were so happy, because I said, this is my new beginning. So God respond me, and I'm going to move to Miami. I'm going to stay here. So when I started working with him every morning, I have to help him to get out of bed. And I put him in the bathroom. He got a beautiful bathroom. I sit there and I put cream in his legs. And I dressed him. I took him to a doctor's appointment. I took him everywhere that he wants to go. And every day was the same thing. And then one day he says to me, because when they have lunch and when they have the meals on the table, then the housekeeper have to serve everybody there, only him and their wife. And then I guess the 3rd day that I start working for him, he says to the housekeeper, "From now on, Mimi," he didn't say Mimi, no, but he said my name. "Mimi, you're gonna start, you have to put 3 plates here, because she's gonna start having lunch and everything with us." I was, a little bit nervous, because all the workers that they working for a long time, they didn't sit with them. And he made me sit with them. And I was kind of embarrassed, because I said, "Oh my God, I feel bad, because all these people working for them for so long, and they don't sit all well." So I was the lucky one. He see me, he read me, and he knows that I was real, and he was a good person, He knows me, he read me, and then he knew that he wants me to be next to him. So passing the days, the time, and I was so happy to go and see him, because he cries every day. He cries every day. every time that he sit in the bathroom and I was putting the creams and I was taking care of him with love, of course, with so much love because he was a good person, he cries because he said, I can't believe it. I have so much money and my kids, they don't deserve it. My daughter don't want us. They are very bad. So I feel so bad, and he cries, and he said, I wanted to die now, I wanted to die, I don't want to live anymore. I talked to him, Mr. Capiro, you cannot say that, please. I advised him, I said, how can you can say that? So we talk every day. I talk to him the way how I am, and I calm him a lot, because he was suffering. He wasn't completely suffering, him and the wife, suffering, because his two kids, that they were already grown, and one of his kids died. He passed away, and he told me the story about how he passed away, and only he got one daughter. It was very sad, very, very sad, very sad. But I remember one day, he says to me, take me to the bank, and I knew it, I got the sensation and the feeling that he knew that something's gonna happen. But I took it to the bank, and he went to his personal box, and do something. I don't know, I was outside waiting for him, but he every morning was the same thing. We go, I put him creams, to everything, we talk, I calm him, we took to have, we have breakfast and lunch every single day. They having the best meals because they have the money. But one day, he said one day to me, he says to me, anything that you need, please let me know. Anything. If you need money, let me know. But I never asked him, never. So one day, I told my kids, I said to my kids, one day when I come back from work, I said to my kids, you know what? What I'm gonna do, I'm thinking I'm gonna have a second job. They were a little bit bigger, that they can take care of themselves in the house. And I said to myself, I said to my kids, I said, I'm gonna find a second job so I can save the money, so we can move from here, and I can rent 3 bedrooms so you can have your own room. So they were so happy. So I find a job in the restaurant as a hostess. Of course, I was very skinny. I was different. Always with the same heart and my same personality, but the only thing that changed was that I was skinny, that's it. But, to be honest, I gained a little weight, yes, but maybe I'm gonna start losing weight. But I'm talking about that I was skinny, so you can imagine Mimi, skinny and old-fashioned, with the high heels, with the mini skirts, very fashion. And I got that job. So I got that job with Mr. Capiro in the morning. I got a job as a hostess in that beautiful restaurant in downtown. And then I was doing something that I like, was, talking to people, and then I come back home, like I come back home like 10:30 every night, but the kids, they were in the house, so everything was under control. And I was saving the money. So, and then, one morning, I went to work to Mr. Capuro, and then downstairs in the security, they said, you're gonna go upstairs. I said, what happened, why? They said, no, Mr. Capuro, they took him to the emergency, to the hospital. So I said, what hospital? He is in, so they said, this is in the hospital where he's now. So I went to the hospital. I went to the hospital, to the intensive care. I went to the hospital, so they allowed me. So they allowed me to get in. So I went there, and I talked to the doctor. The doctor said, are you the family of Mr. Capiro? I said, no, I am working for him. I'm the caregiver. So she said, he have family? And I said to the doctor, well, the family, his only girl, she's not here in town. She lives out of Florida. So he says to me, he's very, very bad. I don't think so he's gonna make it. He is in intensive care. He doesn't react. So I asked him, can I go and see him? So I went to see him, and he was with the machines, with the air, with everything. He wasn't react nothing. So the only thing that I did was I give him a blessing and I kiss his hand, you know? And I remember one day he told me in those conversations that we used to have, because he asked me for my kids always. He always asked me about them, about their personalities. He always asked me. And he says to me one day, you're gonna be fine. Don't worry about it, nothing, because you're gonna be fine in life. I remember he always told me that, and he always teach me how to, when I drive the car, he always says to me, I'm never gonna forget about, I learned about him this. He says, you drive good. You have to take care about all these drivers on the right, in the front, and in the left. You don't worry about yourself because you drive good. You always pay attention what these crazy people are doing, you know? He was very tough. He was American Italian, very tough personality, but he got a wonderful heart. So when I left the clinic, I found out that he died. He passed away. You know, he passed away. But this was one of the moments of my life when I knew it, that God put me the right people for give me a job and make me move forward. And then when my kids knew it, I told them so, and then I keep working, and then I saved the money, and I told the kids, let's go and find places. So I found this very nice apartment, and I remember when I went to see the place, they opened the door, and I remember Glenn, Richard, Branty, and Jeff, they was running all over like crazy to see what is gonna be the bedroom. And I was so happy to see them. And then from there I started, I started keep working, and then I said to myself, I have to find something extra so I can make more money. So, and then I started cleaning homes, because cleaning homes is the job that made me keep forward in life. And then I started making more and more money cleaning. I working so hard because it's a physical work, but I started cleaning, working very hard, and then I told my kids one day, because, you know, cleaning homes is a very honest job, you know? It's a very good job. You make good money. You can make $35 an hour, $40, depends. You can make good money. But it's a hard work, but it's a job that you have to be very humble. You have to be humble because you have to clean toilets and you have to clean everything. You have to be humble and hardworking, you know, to do the kind of job. Some people, they don't like it. They feel that you are loud, but no, I feel very proud of myself because I couldn't find a way to make more money to keep progressing life, you know? That's the thing the way how I see life and the way how I see everything. For me, I was very proud to working as a cleaning. I clean, I was my own boss, I make my money, and then I told my kids, you know what, because they wanted to buy, have a dog. So, and then we went to adopt this beautiful dog. And then, oh my gosh, unfortunately, somebody in the neighborhood where we live, they told the people, they say that we have a dog. So the people sent me a letter and they said, you are not allowed to have that large dog. You have to have this small dog in order. You have to leave the place, otherwise you're gonna throw you out from the apartment. So, and then, oh my, we were so sad. So, and then I was living in that place for 3 years. And then I told my kids that I said to my kids, you know what, from here, I'm going to rent it out, a beautiful house with pool, so you can have a pool and you can enjoy it. So everything that I promised to my kids, I don't like to promise to nobody, to be honest, but I told my kids, I'm gonna promise that we're gonna move from here, so we're gonna have privacy, because in the apartment you don't have privacy, because you have a next door, next to you, very close. So I said to my kids, you know what, I'm gonna rent it our house with a pool. So we can have barbecues, we can have a dog, this and that. So pass the time, and then I found a nice house, and I moved, we have dogs, and there my life changed completely because I was working hard and I have the money to do all these kind of things, you know. And from there we start having another place bigger, and like this, my life was in progress because I choose to live this way. I like to live good. That's the mentality that me and my kids, we have this mentality. Especially that we are here where everything is possible in this life, you know. Here is, you can work anything, cleaning floors or cutting trees or clean toilets or painting, whatever kind of job that you do in life, as long as it's honest, you're gonna have your money. If you have good set of mind, like you know what you want, you're gonna live good in this life, you know. But from there, you know, I'm telling you, I manage myself to have my work, to make sure that my kids are good and safe, you know, and I was a good provider. As long as my kid has a roof and food, and a mother who is stable, I am stable mentally, and you're gonna have all these things from you as a mother, they're gonna be fine, you know? And it's good that you teach all these things to your kids because they see everything that you do, you know? They see everything that you do, and then they're gonna copy everything. They're gonna copy everything. That's the good example that you're gonna give into your kids. That they see you working hard, and they see you that they have. And the most important, to be honest, is even though you work so hard, but as long as your kids have a house, when they live in peace, when they need peace in the house, they need food, and they need love. The most important, that they need love. Kids without love, they don't grow well. They need love, and every day that you hug them and kiss them, and you know, love them very much with all your heart. And then they have a roof and food. They're gonna live in. They're gonna grow wonderful, beautiful. You know. So that's the thing that I did for my kids. You know, I am a good provider. I always was a very good provider. Number one, very good provider. Anything that they need, they have it. Everything, you know, everything. Even though when they grow up, they had everything. We afford it, and we pay. We buy my husband, my ex-husband. We provide the cars for them, for one of each other. From all of my 3 kids, they have a cars. We were very good providers. You know, if you can afford it, why not? Why not? They are your kids. Why not? If you don't do it, who's going to do it? Your neighbor? Come on. Nobody's going to do it. But if you have a good parents and good grandparents, they can help you too. You know? But those are the 3 most important things, my friend. Love your kids very much, that they know that they are loved. That's beautiful. That's wonderful if you give them the most love that you have. Taking care of them very well. Food and clothing. And make a routine every day. Go work and be responsible for your own kids. Eventually you're gonna have time. Eventually you're gonna have time for you to go have fun. Wait until your kids grow up a little bit more, because when they're little ones, it's kind of hard. But of course I go out too. Because when I was young, of course I used to go out and party, this and that. I did everything, you know. Party, go out with friends, and you know, and have fun. But you know, you have to wait until your kids grow up a little bit more, you know, so they can understand, and you can save them, you know, you can leave them in the house safe. But I can tell you, this is part of my story. I have a long story, but the most important thing is that you do everything in the hands, you know, with God. Because without him, it's gonna be very hard for you, very hard. Because I remember when I went in my knees and I cried, like from my heart, crying so bad to tell God, please make me strong, make me brave, please. I asked him from all my soul and everything. And little by little, I became the woman that I am, because all my struggles in life, because all my cryings in life, because Everything that I passed through in this life, everything, the bad thing, the bad situations, and all the sadness, and all my things in myself that I passed through, I have lived everything in God's hands, so He can make me the woman and shape me the way how He wants me to be. And He's still working in me, because I'm not perfect. I'm never gonna be perfect, because we are not perfect. The only perfect is God. But I let God to transform my life, and He's doing it. And I know that He got a very good plan for me and my son Jeff. And I have to be strong in spirit and strong in every way possible, because I want my kids keep seeing me the strong woman that I am, the strong mother that they have, the stable mother that they have, you know, because I love my kids with all my heart. And everything that I did was because I love them so very much. And one day when I'm not here anymore, they're gonna see and they're gonna watch this video, and they're gonna keep confirming the way how I love them. And everything that I can do for them, I will do it until now. Even though that they are already grown up, I'm here for them. And the one who needs me more at this moment of my life is my son Jeff. That I love him with all my heart. I love him with all my heart in my life. So that's the way how you have to love your kids. With all your heart in life, with all your heart. You know, because they are yours. And you're gonna be always attached to them, always, no matter what. Even though they live far away from you, they're gonna be always attached to you guys. I wanted to tell you part of my story, because I know that most of you are single moms and are moms and about to be a moms. So I'm telling you, this is a real life. That's why the way how I want to do my channel is about reality. Otherwise, I'm not going to waste my time talking to you, no sense. If I have to talk to you, it's because I want that you guys listen. Because like me, there is so many millions of stories of mothers that they are very strong and they do everything for the kids. There is a lot of experience in life. That's why this is about, my channel is going to be about reality, real life, about stories of everybody. I want you guys write me. I want you guys, I'm going to do the P.O. Box. I couldn't do it because I was so busy, but I have to open my P.O. Box because I wanted you guys send me letters, send me anything that I wanted to read. If I can talk to you guys and advise you through the camera, I will do it, because this is the way how I am. God is making me every day a wise woman. You know, thanks God. Because why? Because God said that you have to read His word in the Bible. So He will make you a wise woman. You know? So that's the way how I wanted to be, and that's the way how I wanted to live. That's the only way. I have no other way to go. The only way is that God allowed me to be in His way, in His path. I wanted to be in that path for the rest of my life. Because without God, I'm nothing. I am nothing without God. Okay? So every day, say thank you so much, Dios, because this life, for this roof, for my food, for my job, for my car, everything, for my parents, for my family, for my kid. Thank you so much, God. Bless all of you. Bless all of my kids. Dios mío. Every day you say that from your heart. Open your heart. Open your heart, because there is nothing in this world, because that gonna make you, and you're gonna have the peace. You're gonna have a peace. You're gonna start becoming a strong woman with a lot of strength. You're gonna be a warrior, and you have to be a big warrior in God. Okay? So I hope you like this video. I hope you can learn something about me. I hope that I can help you to understand some stuff in life. And I really want the best for all of you. God bless you. God bless you, and a lot of blessing for you and your family and your kids, and God bless you. If you are in a bad situation, please go on your knees. Go on your knees and talk to God. Start a connection, because He's waiting for you, that you start a connection with Him. Your life is going to start changing, to be honest. I'm telling you, because mine changed. Mine life changed completely. And I know that God has a plan for me and my kids. And I know that from my heart. And I'm going to take that plan that He wants, because that's the only thing that I want. Okay? So I love you guys. I send you my good vibes. Good vibes. Positive only. Positive. And mucha fuerza con Dios. Okay? Los amo mucho.